You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, family? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, my co-ed channel for men and women. And also, ladies, if you're not aware, I do have my women's only channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge. So feel free to drop by and show some love over there as well if you'd rather be in a space in which only the women congregate. But nevertheless, y'all, I definitely owed y'all to do upload Sunday, which I normally don't upload on Sundays, but being that I did not upload on Thursday, I said I have to get on here today because again, I assured y'all that I was going to bring y'all content at least twice a week, and I'm going to make sure that I honor that and definitely be consistent so I can continue to get my views and my channel in a good space. You get what I'm saying? So nevertheless, I appreciate all of you for still supporting me and riding with me. Definitely big ups to all of my ladies who have been rocking with me and to all of my guys who have been supporting my channel, who've been supporting my platform. I definitely appreciate all my male subscribers as well. But y'all, enough of that. I gotta go into this, y'all, because there's too much dusty defending going on. And I will say this respectfully. I'm not trying to bash men and particularly black men. I'm not trying to bash. I'm not trying to drag. But what I am dragging is the fact that you would think sisters would know by now that they need to stray away from making dusty decisions. There's still a lot of dust collecting going on, and we can't blame anyone for those decisions but ourselves, right? So I want to talk to y'all mostly about the Cardinals. And I came up with this. I came up with my own little phrase for all of these birds who have been chirping and, the dusty defenders that have been supporting Cardi B with the decision of her leaving her cheating husband, whom she had all three of her children from. She made the decision to leave her cheating husband and start a new relationship with an athlete by the name of Stefon Diggs, plays for Baltimore Ravens, and he has multiple children from multiple women and have never been married in his life. In fact, he has had, I believe, 3 to 4 women pregnant within the same year. Not only that, he has another baby on the way after the one he had from Cardi. And I also heard allegedly he has twins on the way as well. Okay. And then I believe there was one recently that was determined to be his. So my thing is, you went from a cheating husband to a man that's creating multiple broken homes. So I'm not understanding why you have a lot of these sisters that are caping and are riding hard, and they are convincing Cardi that she made a better decision by leaving. I mean, listen to me. She left her marriage for a husband who was cheating, only to end up with the man who's not her husband, get pregnant for him, and he has multiple baby mamas. Okay, and more women have been coming out the woodworks because unfortunately, once he got with Cardi B, now this has caused more exposure to his career. Now, my thing is, I'm sure he was very well known in the sports world, right? The women, for the most part, we didn't know who Stefon Diggs was, right? Unless you are Baltimore Ravens fan, I'm sorry, I'm saying Baltimore Ravens. Oh my God. I meant Patriots. Patriots. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I don't watch football, okay? So I just thought about that. No, he plays for the Patriots, okay? So unless you was a Patriot fan, right? A lot of women didn't even know who Stefon Diggs. Yeah, New England Patriots. Yeah, y'all, my bad. Hit the like button already if you haven't, right? So once he got with Cardi, all of these baby mamas, other baby mamas started coming out like roaches. Okay. And I think what had happened was you had a lot of these cardinals, and what I mean is birds, because a cardinal is a bird. And just like Nicki Minaj has the barbs, Beyonce has the beehive, we have to give the Cardi B fans a name as well. And I'm going to call them the Cardinals because they are acting just like birds. And you got these birds chirping, these dusty defenders that are riding and promoting the narrative that it is okay for a woman to leave her marriage only to end up with the man with multiple children for multiple different women. Now, if she chose to leave her marriage because of the disrespect, I understand that, right? Righteously so. Some women have a zero tolerance when it comes to cheating. I can respect a woman who does not want to stay in her marriage for that reason. However, you don't leave one disastrous situation only to end up in another situation. Because if you really think about it, disrespect is disrespect. But the situation she got herself in with Stefan, that actually depreciated her value as a woman, as far as she has displayed in her character that she does not have any standards. Okay. Offset was already embarrassing, and there's been multiple stories and situations of him being exploited throughout the duration of the marriage. Offset kept getting caught. Women kept coming forth. It was very embarrassing. But why leave one embarrassing situation only to end up into another embarrassing situation? And the part that really rubs my spirit wrong is you got so many women who are defending what Cardi B is doing. And the sad part is you have the Cardinals, Cardi B's birds, that are attacking women who disagree, that are attacking men who disagree with her dusty decision. Okay? Why is there this misconception that only a broke dude is dusty? It's a misconception that a dusty is someone who's broke, low value, does not make a substantial amount of money, lacks ambition, lacks masculinity. But do y'all not know that there are also wealthy dusties? I mean, money does not deflect from a man's true character. Okay. And that's just the God's honest truth. You know what I mean? You have athletes that you got not just athletes, you got millionaires, you have rappers, you have men that have a high bank account, but they have low morals when it comes to standards. And the fact that a man of Stefan Diggs' stature, wealth, and celebrity status, the fact that he's around here, making corner boy, dusty dude decisions. And he really doesn't have to, because he has enough of success and accomplishments to where he can actually choose a woman to build and create something meaningful, a solid legacy. The fact that he's going around here impregnating multiple women, he's a dusty. Only difference is he's just a dusty with wealth. Okay. All right. And this is what's disappointing when you hear how you have a lot of these, and I'm not going to say all black women. If it doesn't apply, you ain't got to reply. Let it fly. But you have a lot of black women that are defending dust decisions because they idolize these celebrity females. And it's not just Cardi B, right? You had a lot of females that was defending Nicki Minaj for being married to a registered sex offender. And it just amazes me every time I go in the comment section. It's so many women that are proud of Cardi B, because in their mind, the fact that Cardi B left her cheating husband, slash rapper slash drill rapper cheating husband, the Amigos. And let's face it, Offset has slightly fallen off, since Takeoff passed, and then there's been so many problems, surrounding the Amigos since his demise. Offset and what's the other dude now? I can't think of him now, but they haven't really had the best of luck, as far as the group itself. It just hasn't been the same since Takeoff passed. They just don't have that same notoriety. Yeah, Quavo. So anyway, getting into the point, right? I basically wanted to address the fact why there's so many sisters up here, why the birds are defending. Okay, and again, this is not all black women. If it doesn't apply, you ain't got to reply, let it fly. But why are so many sisters up here being dusty defenders? The dusty avengers. That's what I'm going to start calling these sisters that are up here dick riding and supporting bird brain decisions. I'm going to call them the dusty avengers, the dusty advocates, because they're advocating for black women who lack discernment, who lack wisdom, who lack knowledge and understanding, simply because they keep settling and picking the bottom of the barrel. Now, a lot of black, and I'm gonna just be honest, you have a lot of black women, that the ones that are uneducated, the ones that are lacking intelligence, that are lacking spiritual awareness. That's the word I was looking for, right? They don't think that dudes like Stefan are dusty. They don't consider him a dusty because they're so modern minded that they think because he makes money, he's not a dusty. They think because he is a famous, well-known athlete, that he's not dusty. This is just how small the mental psyche of the black women, the modern-minded black women of this generation today has succumbed to. They don't think a dude is dusty as long as he has money. Now, this is the irony, right? Now, a man who's honest, who makes decent money, even if he's working at a laundromat, even if he makes money, cleaning gymnasiums, you know what I mean? Like buffing floors, has his own construction. They'll consider him a dusty, even though he makes an honest living. He doesn't have multiple baby mamas. He doesn't have multiple children. He doesn't have all of these responsibilities out here. They will consider an honest man that doesn't have a lot of baggage and doesn't make high bracket income. They will consider him a dusty before they consider dudes like Stefan Diggs a dusty. Because the modern-minded woman, their way of thinking, these bras out here, they are cooked. Yes, these are the ones who ride hard for Nicki Minaj. These are the ones who ride hard for Cardi B. Now, I would say this. There's a difference between being a fan, and then there's a difference between supporting a woman's dusty decisions. Now, I will be honest. I am a fan of Nicki Minaj, and I am a fan of Cardi B. I like these women as far as artists. I do. Now, will I go to their concerts? Absolutely not. Will I take my hard working, earned money and save up hundreds to go pay to see them? Absolutely not. Do I listen to their music? Yes. Will I watch their videos? Absolutely. I can enjoy their music from a distance. I don't feel like I just don't I don't value, I don't idolize these women enough to where I feel like I gotta rock with them by paying to go to their concerts and shows. And then I would say this. I am in my middle 40s, right? So their music is more for the younger women that are probably in their 20s and early 30s, you know what I'm saying? But this is the thing. Women are quick to say that another black woman is hating on another black woman because we're not supporting their decisions. I can like you and still not agree with you. And I think that's what a lot of women get confused. They think that if you don't support what they support, or you don't believe in what they believe, or you don't share the same ideologies as them, they're automatically going to assume you're hating. I can like you and not like how you think. I can like you and not agree with your decisions. Your decisions has nothing to do with you as a person. I can still like you. I can separate. I can still like you as a fan, as a follower, as a supporter, and not support all your decisions. It's not always a hater. I'm just not a participator. I'm not going to participate and agree to everything just to keep the peace. And you have black women in the comment section windmilling and defending Cardi B, these Cardinals, the birds. Yes, they can't stand it, and if somebody doesn't agree or co-sign on a ratchet shenanigans, you're a hater. You're just mad because you're old. You're just mad because you're not married. You're just mad because you broke. And black people, we love to use money as a moral compass. Like, if I tell you, yeah, you shouldn't be, that's a moral for a woman to decide to have a child from a man who has multiple children. And y'all automatically, this is the way the modern minded females were today. Yeah, she did that, but she having her baby with a millionaire, even though it's 20, 30 other women who was granted the same privilege. What makes you special? Okay, so you had a lot of sisters, you had a lot of birds. I'm not going to say sisters. Let me make sure I separate that. You had a lot of the Cardinals. You had the Cardinals, you had the birds that was coming for any and everybody, right? Just like these Beyonce obsessed fans that Beehive make one opinion about Beyonce's shoes, about her hair, they will attack you. They will look through your profile picture, talk about your weight, talk about your house. You don't make the money she make. Well, of course I don't make the money she make. I'm not Beyonce. I'm me, right? So, but should I not have an opinion just because, I own my own agency where I'm nowhere on her? I don't own her level of notoriety and fame. So therefore my opinion is less significant because I'm not on her level. And this is the reason why a lot of us, a lot of black women, they really can't join united. We really can't join forces because it's this attitude of, if you're not financially on their level, who are you to have an opinion? As if my level of intelligence should be based off of how much money I have in my savings and my checkings account. Okay, so if I don't make Cardi B money, I shouldn't have an opinion about Cardi B, okay? Or I shouldn't say anything about Cardi B because I work, I got my own agency and work the average job and whatever, right? So anyway, the situation that I want to speak upon in particularly tonight is why black women keep defending dust collector decisions, okay? Why are so many sisters? The birds. Why are Cardi B's birds? Why are the Cardinals coming for women such as me, coming for other black men who also don't agree with this? And the thing about it is, you've had a lot of men who came forward and was like, listen, Stephon Diggs is not a prize, and I'm glad you have a lot of brothers that are calling us out and they're speaking on it. They're not pushing that high value shit like they used to, right? Because you have a lot of, because at one point in time, let's face it, as long as you was a certain tax bracket, you was a high value man. It didn't matter if you were making dusty decisions. It didn't matter if you was going around here living like the average pookie, right? And that's what that was the narrative that was being pushed for a long time. Long as you got wealth, you're exempt from being a pookie. And I don't hear as many men pushing that like they used to, but it's the women that are pushing that now. Oh, so what if he's never married anybody? They are rocking for women who want children from the Nick Cannons, who want children from the Futures, who want children from the Defendigs. You have black females who lack intelligence and who lack discernment and who lack a moral code who actually support this. Now, later on, I'm going to break down all of the elements as to why you have a lot of these sisters that are doing a lot of these birds. Okay, I keep saying that. But you have a lot of these birds that are defending. And we're going to break down the elements later as to why you have a lot of the cardinals, why you have the birds chirping and lurking, and attacking black women who are not co-signing on this. Because believe it or not, you have black women out here who they're not with that foolishness. They want their babies from one man. You got some sisters out here who genuinely want a child, but they want it from a husband. They want it from a family. You got some black women out here, they don't want to have children just as leverage or for child support or revenge babies or trap babies or whatever. You got some sisters out here who are in reality, and they know that if they want to be successful, they're going to try to go about the right way. Now, you're going to have the birds that are going to chirp. Yeah, you can get married and still end up single. Well, that may be true, but at the end of the day, at least I can say I started off right, even if it ends up wrong. It started off wrong and be surprised that it ended up wrong. It's bananas to me, but this is the generation of the modern mindset of women, right? So we're going to talk about this vlogger by the name of Jessie Woo, who definitely, I share a lot of her ideologies on this situation with Cardi B. And you have a lot of sisters, not just me and Jessie Woo. Again, it's a lot of sisters who ain't supporting the ratchet shenanigans, because that's what Cardi B is involved in. Like I said, I think she's talented and she's accomplished a lot, but it was a lot of sisters, we was rooting for Cardi B when she did make the decision to leave a toxic marriage. But the fact that she turned around, whether if it was intentionally or unintentionally, the fact that a woman didn't protect herself, that lets me know it was intentionally. So for all of y'all birds out here who are trying to condone and say, well, I don't think she meant to do it. I just think, she was involved with him and they were dating and it happened. Nothing just happens. Babies don't just happen. That means two people knowingly, intentionally did not take the proper precautions, especially the woman. Because women, and according to what y'all say, Cardi B is a millionaire. So she has access to every plan B, every birth contraceptive on this planet. Okay? But before I go any further and before I lose sight of the main steak and potatoes, right? I'm going to play a video on Jessie Woo, who also is speaking against the birds, the Cardinals, and who support this decision that Cardi B made. And let me tell you, when Cardi B got whiffed of Jessie Woo, who basically went in on her, and one thing about it, Cardi B only supports people who supports her narratives. The moment you go against her narrative, she's going to drag you. Okay. And it's one thing, well, I'll get to that after. Let me go ahead and play this. Let me go ahead and play this first, because I want y'all to check this out. Please hit the like button, by the way, if you have not. All right. Let's just get it on in.
Cardi B, you are a gaslighting, illiterate nincompoop. And before you even think of responding to this, I want you to spell those words with no hesitation. And I also want you to tell me the meaning. Because in addition to those characteristics being very, very accurate when it comes to you, I also feel that you have some sort of, it is my opinion, that you have some sort of learning disability. I feel like you have aphasia or something. But we know with all the money that you have, you'll never actually put that money towards confirming whether or not you do have a learning disability and correctifying it.
And I will say, I agree to a certain degree, because you can tell by the way Cardi B articulates herself sometimes in the interviews or when she's on doing talk shows or radio shows. You can just tell the way she articulates herself at times that she's not really educated. That there's a lot of ignorancy there, and there's some slight literacy issues, but I can somewhat agree on that. But again, the chirping birds, they don't think that there's some type of mental imbalance there, because of course they have their own mental imbalances. But we will continue.
That's how much of a nincompoop you are. Okay? Now, let me make myself clear before I play back these clips. I never said anything about your child. Never said anything about you keeping your child, not keeping your child. I was on live. People were placing their comments. And when you are on live on YouTube, people send super chats. And I do think it's smarter to pre-read them. I try to, but sometimes the super chats are coming in so fast that I don't pre-read. But just making myself clear, those were not my original thoughts that you're going around saying that they were. I'm going to go ahead and play what you said first, and then I'm going to go ahead and play what was actually coming out of my own live. Hold on.
Shout out to Jesse Wu, by the way. All right, we're going to speed this up just a little bit.
People said that Cardi B had a revenge baby. Revenge on what? Revenge on what? On who? These bitches just be saying shit because what is their revenge baby? Do you think that I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna have a baby because I'm gonna have revenge on what, bitch? On my ex-husband, bitch? I don't need to have a baby for revenge, baby. My whole life is revenge. My money is revenge. My career is revenge. My album is revenge. Me not dying over a nigga is revenge. Me having freedom is revenge. You know why? You know why I kept my baby? Because I love my baby, and me and my man made that baby with fucking love, bitch. We was fucking down to the stank.
I guess this is the healing that Defendig was giving you. Let's continue.
Fucking everywhere, bitch. And I'm a grown woman, bitch. I make my fucking own decision. If I wanted to keep my baby, I kept my baby. And me and my man love our baby. Ain't no fucking revenge. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Jesse Wu is another hating ass bitch. You know this dumb bitch said? Remember when I told you? What's the nigga that me and Chef used to work with? The long nigga, he was African? Yeah. Jay. This bitch gonna fucking say, no, it was B-Hop. This bitch gonna fucking say that it's like, B-Hop said that in order, bitch, shut the fuck up. You always fucking lying about some shit. Dumbass bitch. Sick of you too, bitch. The fuck is you talking about policing? I don't gotta police no nigga to stay with me. Let me tell you something. That nigga got options. Let me tell you something. And guess what? I am not the only bitch that he ever fucked. That
he has plenty of options, and he spent Christmas with those options. And imagine calling a woman with a master's degree a dumb bitch. I am not you. I am not you.
Okay, so let me pause right there. Yeah, the irony of this past Christmas of Defendig making rounds, and according to Cardi B, he has options, and he very well did. He had plenty of options on Christmas. That's why he did not get a Christmas picture with you, but in your newborn baby. But he took Christmas pictures with the other baby mamas and the other kids. Okay, so the irony of thinking you can defend this Dusty, simply because you feel like you're a Cardi B and nobody's not going to call you out on it. Exactly. We will continue.
We're not the same. I'm not you. Spell nincompoop and tell me the meaning.
Motherfucker laugh, showing all his 32 teeth. The fuck? Can't help a nigga love me, bitch. This ain't no fucking publicity. This ain't nothing, bitch. The fuck? What are you talking about? Bitch always want to fucking say something. You bitches and y'all weird ass fucking narrative. Shut the fuck up. You would imagine my grown ass having a baby for fucking revenge, bitch? You think it's easy having a baby? But of course, there's a bitch with no kids that's saying that. You think a bitch is gonna say to herself, I'm gonna have this baby for fucking revenge? Like if it's easy to have a baby.
And you know what? I think that's a low blow, and you do have a lot of women who will do that. Because they choose to have a baby from a dusty, and the fact anybody addresses it, what they'll do is they'll hip a load of belt, not having respect for women who are infertile, who do have fertility issues, who are not able to have children. And for women who don't have kids, they think it's because women are infertile or can't bear any. No, you do have some women that choose not to have kids because they know it's not worth being a single mom, having to do all that work by yourself, not having to no real support system. So a lot of women are getting wiser and they're realizing, hey, I'm not going there. But it's females like Cardi B and the Cardinal'S who think like her, who swear because there's a black woman who actually has enough sense not to have kids that she actually can't have any. They think that black women who don't have kids are barren or have some type of fertility issues. And again, this is because of the dusty decisions they made. They cannot respect another woman who does not make dusty decisions. So therefore, they're going to call you dumb if you have not made the same dusty decisions that they have made. So basically, that was an insult. And as a woman, you should have empathy and sympathy for women who are not able to carry children. But we'll move on. I'm sure she'll have an excuse for that if somebody was to bring that up. But let's go.
And take care of one. And carry one. Especially my age. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Just talking out your fucking ass. Ho! You ain't got nothing to do with your asshole. Go shave it.
And my thing was, like, not once in my life did I say anything about you creating a publicity stunt. I never even said any of those things. I never made up any narratives about you. I never even talked about your parenting skills. I never said that you were policing Stefan Diggs. I was talking strictly about when you used your platform to out the chef who has an active case against Stefan Diggs, to make it seem as if she was lying about what had occurred to her, because you said that you talked to her every single day until she left unless she left Stefan's house, and she had never mentioned that happened to her, to you, or she never communicated that to you.
So FYI, not only just to update y'all, not only does Stefan having all of these multiple baby mamas, the other thing he's dealing with, he's got 2 pending cases, criminal cases, and their accusations he's innocent until proven guilty. One where a woman accused him of strangulation, physically harming her, and the other with a living chef who looks like another version of his baby mamas. He loves those light brights. And he likes light brights with BBL. She has a BBL just like Cardi B does. So, allegedly she was cooking for him, but I think she was doing more than cooking. And she's also has a case pending against him. And Cardi B is putting in her 2 cents, trying to state that the woman really is not a victim because the woman didn't say anything to her about it. So Stefan has more problems than the math book, and Cardi B is riding hard for him, and she's totally overlooking the fact he has multiple baby mamas. So I don't know if she thinks that the more she keeps riding hard for him, that she'll be the last one standing. Maybe her dedication will make him see that she's worth building something more meaningful with. But I'm sure Cardi B has an agenda behind getting involved in these cases, which she really should not be doing that, because she can get charged as well when you are tampering with the victims and getting yourself involved. But nevertheless, I digress. Let's continue.
You went on your platform and you have very deranged fans, and you were outing this girl so that they could go ahead and attack her, whoever she is. You were using your platform to bully a victim of assault. And now you're using your platform thinking you're going to bully me, and you're not. Because let me tell you something right now. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. What happens when I don't shut the fuck up? Because I'm not going to. Are you okay? Are you okay? And you're right, I don't have any kids. But let me tell you something. When I do become a mother, my kids is not going to have to fight for my attention because I'm busy on Twitter space all fucking day. What happens when I don't shut the fuck up? I would love to know that. I would love to know that. Like, who do you think you are? You're not a bully. Like, you're not a bully. You're not my bully. Let me make myself very clear. You're not a bully. You're not my bully. Not once did I talk about you being a mother. Not once did I'm going to play the actual clip so that people who are mentally challenged, such as yourself, can see the thoughts never came from me. The words did not come from me. I was literally reading off comments in my super chat. Literally didn't even put sauce on it. What happens when I don't shut the fuck up? Like, what is going on? Like, who do you think you are? Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, a black woman, a woman who looks like me, a black American woman. I'm not black American, but these black American female rappers, they could never get away with the things that you get away with. The things that you get away with saying to people, they could never get away with that. But yet, you get to do that. And then what's worse is the comment section, seeing how many people are bird brains just like you. But you know that. You know that. And so that's why you took to your platform to say what you said, knowing that people would carry that. People will actually see the clip and see I'm not the one who said it. And still, oh yeah, Jesse Wu said it, Jesse Wu said it. Just a bunch of dummies just like you. Bird brains. She got karma for trying to get on. She got karma for trying to get a revenge, baby. It's insane. It's insane. I agree. However, since Cardi is the only burn brain that let Twitter know the chef contacted her, I tend to think Cardi was the girlfriend that told her to recant her story. Yeah, let's bring that up. Let's bring it.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to go move the goalposts, right? I just wanted to kind of share that with y'all right quick. And again, here's a cardinal who's also defending Cardi B's Dusty Dick decision. And then I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my commentary. I'm not gonna have y'all sleep through this.
You mean to tell me Cardi B hopped online and had some choice words for Jessica Wu this morning, allegedly? You guys, so if you have not heard, Jessica Wu had basically said that Cardi B's most recent child was a revenge baby. Basically trying to say that the baby was like, get back for everything that happened in her past relationship. And Cardi B was like, revenge on who? My ex-husband? Baby, my life is revenge. My album is revenge. Like, everything about me is revenge. My money is revenge. I don't need to have no baby out of revenge. She said that her child was created out of love. She said her and Stefan Diggs, her man, was just getting down, making love everywhere. And that's what happened. And she decided to...
Let's make it clear. They wasn't making love. They was fucking. Let's just call it for what it is. They wasn't making love. They was fucking. Let's continue.
Keep her child. So why would she need to have a revenge baby? And I'm so glad that she said this because, you know, this has been a lot of people's take on the internet. They've said so many times, like, oh, she did that baby. She got that baby as revenge to offset, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it was get back. I think it was genuinely her moving on. And what happened. And a child came from it. And she's very happy to have that child. So, yeah, good for you, Cardi. Like, continue to step on these girls' necks and let them know what it is.
Okay, all right. So
I'm just gonna say this quickly, right?
Hold on, everyone. Let me go back.
You mean to
Okay.
tell me Cardi B?
All right. So I just wanted y'all to check out the comment section right quick to show to display that there are so many birds that are chirping for Cardi. We have the Cardinal'S, and this is what I need women to understand. Unfortunately, the mindset of the modern woman is failing, and it's so rapid, right? But these are how these women think, and you're going to see how they actually are caping hard and capping for Cardi B. The difference is I know who Cardi B is, but who is Jessica Wu. So they're basically, the modern-minded woman feels as if you're not famous and you don't have notoriety and you're not selling platinum albums, that you don't know you don't know as much, you lack intelligence compared to a woman who sells albums. If you're not a rapper and you don't sell albums, the fact that this young lady is just a vlogger, people with the birds are already putting her down and insulting her and belittling her success in her own right. They're already belittling that because, again, because Cardi B is famous and she's a rapper, automatically they perceive her level of intelligence to be higher than mine and any other woman that's non-famous who has a simple vlogging channel. And of course, Cardi B says, thanks, Miss Pretty. Again, she only supports people who support her dusty decisions, her dusty narratives. That's what she likes. The moment you go against what she wants and how she sees things. And I'm like this, a real woman is going to support, or if not support, at least respect other people who see things differently from her. You don't have to go in on every vlogger that has an opinion. Honey, you signed up to be famous. Like you said, your revenge is your money. Your revenge is your album. So if you got all this notoriety and everything going on, why are you wasting time responding to a vlogger who you feel is beneath you, who's not on your level of success? But this is the mindset of, this is that bird brain concept of the modern woman. They will tell you you are beneath them, but they yet will respond to you when you have an opinion about them. Why would you respond to somebody who's not on your level? This is the contradictory of dealing with the Cardinal'S, the bird brains, all right? Revenge towards upset. I'm still trying to figure out who Jessica Wu is. Jessica Wu's 100% right. Now, of course, it's a guy saying that, and you know they're going to go in on him, and I'm not even going to read everything they saying. So you know, like I said, anytime men or anytime black women who don't support bird behavior, we're going to get ridiculed for it. I don't care if people, I don't know. I don't why, okay, somebody who can't type. I don't why people care so much about her cat. Well, it's not about people caring about her cat. It's about the fact that, unfortunately, it's a lot of young women who idolize Cardi B. And the fact that you got women out here who got daughters, you got men who got daughters. And unfortunately, even though you have parents, it is their job to teach their children right from wrong. The problem is when you become a celebrity, you need to carry yourself to a certain degree. She is a mother. So the fact that she's promoting that her and her baby daddy, who has multiple children with other women, has been fucking down, according to what she said, and to the point they was effing so much that it stank. This is the message that you're putting out there for young women who are emotionally underdeveloped, who haven't lived long enough in life to learn how to have discernment, to learn to have experience, to make them understand that what you're saying is not 100% accurate. So for the young women who are emotionally underdeveloped, they could easily be manipulated or swayed into women like Cardi B, who are perceived as a role model for young women who don't know any better, who would easily adopt these ideologies. Okay. Baby, that whole album was revenge. Like, did they not hear the album? This is the problem with the black community. We equate intelligence through somebody's pocketbook, through somebody's bank account. You have a lot of millionaires that are uneducated. You have a lot of millionaires that are sloppy. You have a lot of millionaires that make bad money management investment. Your success does not equate to your level of intelligence. It just doesn't. Your success does not equate to accountability. Okay. So again, this is the black community, the bird brain community. They look at it like, hey, as long as you got money, you automatically ahead of the game. It doesn't matter if you keep picking up the worst baby daddies. It doesn't matter if you are promoting songs about gonorrhea lipstick like Sexy Red used to do. This is the mindset of the modern woman. Long as you got money, who gives a damn about character? Who gives a damn about morals? That's the main point I want to say. Modern-minded women are more concerned with money instead of morals. That's what they're in, materialism instead of morals. Bottom line. Okay. So, one sister did not co-sign and said Cardi going out bad over a man. Okay. Again, the Cardinals do not like the fact you have sisters who go against the grain, who are not co-signing, who are not agreeing. It's not over a man. Y'all be reaching in the wrong pockets. Someone talked about her child being of revenge. I will go off too, because why are you speaking on the child as a baby? Nobody's not speaking on the child. It's the situation of the child. The child was used as a revenge plot. Okay, nobody said the child was ugly. Nobody said the child shouldn't been born. Nobody said anything degrading. They said the condition surrounding the child. But when you're dealing with bird brains, what they do is they pick and choose mentally what they think you are addressing. And you can't even explain to them, like I'm breaking it down and explaining it. I wouldn't even be able to do that with women who think like this, because they'll want to argue. They'll get defiant. They'll talk over you, or they'll still find a way to get around what you're saying to them. So it's pretty much a waste of time, right? So let me just come out of this. So what's really, why are women, why do we have the dust avengers? Okay, so let's get to the main thing before we get ready to shut this down, y'all. And I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And again, I don't mind difference in opinion, but if I see somebody bringing bird energy in here, I'm going to politely exit them on out to the back door. Because I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with arguing back and forth with no bird brain. Well, I got 5 kids from 5 different baby daddies. I'm doing just fine. Look, if you are happy with your life and the decisions you made, you don't have to go under everybody's comment section who does not agree with bird narratives and be disrespectful. So I'm not going to tolerate it at my house. So as soon as I see any of those comments, baby, I'm just going to boot you. I don't have the mental capacity to argue with females that got a bird brain perception on life. I don't have the energy for it. Okay, so that's what everybody needs to understand. Women defending Cardi B, the Cardinal'S, bird behavior, they aren't specifically defending her. They're defending themselves. In other words, most women are going to support other women that support what they do and who think how they think. Period. Bottom line. Okay. So you have a lot of sisters who feel like black men are against them, but the truth is they feel like other black women who don't think how they think are against them as well. You are a hater, you're jealous, you're just mad, and you're not making no money like they making money. The bird-brained population, they will attack women who do not agree with the shenanigans. They're gonna come for you. They're gonna come. I'm telling you, women, black women of intelligence, they're gonna come for us. They're gonna drag you through the mud. Matter of fact, don't even waste your time going in bird spaces. I don't go on bird spaces. Once I see a lot of women defending and co-signing and dragging other women who talking with intelligence, only thing the sister said was Cardi B going down bad over man. And the truth is she is. I'm letting y'all know Cardi B gonna eat her words. she's going to eat her words. She's going to eat her words. All is going to backfire on her because she hasn't been with this man. She don't know this man. She don't know him to be that sure of him. A lot of women who are so sure of a man ended up embarrassing themselves every time. Hell, is bad enough. You could be with someone for 5, 10, 15 years and still find out in the end. So if you could find out and not know being with somebody all them years, imagine somebody you just met and pregnant within a year. This man, I have more secrets come out, than, than an FBI agent. This man, I have way more secrets ever since he got with her, and she's not reading in between the line. And the bird brains, the peasants, the Cardinals, they're not seeing it either. They're still defending Cardi B being with Stefan, with all of these different paternity cases, and it's been revealed. Listen, you had another thing, right? You had a lot of women, you had a lot of the birds, the Cardinals, they was caping for Cardi because they thought she was going to be the only one to have his son. Now, for the longest, right? Let me school y'all something, right? Let me school y'all right quick. For the longest, because these birds didn't know Stefan Diggs no more than Cardi B did, right? They was heavily defending Stefan and Cardi B, right? Never even been a fan of Stefan. Don't know his track record. Don't know nothing about him. They just went off the likes of Cardi B, putting him up there. And was already giving Stefan all his praise and worship, putting him on the pedestal like, Cardi B upgraded. The birds really felt like Cardi B had upgraded. So, for the longest, they thought that Cardi B had won a spot that none of the other baby mamas won because it was an assumption that Stefan had all girls, right? And you have a lot of birds that do this. They want to try to, if they know a man has multiple children for multiple dudes, if he has all girls, they want to be the first to give him a boy. If he got all boys, they want to be the first to give him a girl. They want to be in a running. You have Cardinals that want to get some type of leverage, right? Even if that leverage is dysfunctional, they want to try to one up another woman who's made a dusty dick decision just like them, right? But anyway, a lot of them was capping hard for Cardi, saying she was going to be the first one to have his boy. No one knew Stefan Diggs had a son. No one knew. We knew he had multiple daughters, right? Nobody knew he had a son. Why, ironically, when she had her son, when Cardi B had her son, her newborn son, why all of a sudden he posted a Christmas picture showing that he already had a son whom you can tell was only like maybe 3-4 months old? And do you know the birds still found another way to still try to push Cardi B up there? Well, she still has a beautiful baby boy. She's still going to be the main one he chooses. You still have the Dusty Avengers even after this man embarrassed Cardi B once again. And obviously, she didn't know he had a boy. Or she didn't tell her fans he already had one. Because for the longest, everybody was running with it. Now, let me tell you why I think that came out, right? And all of the Cardinals, they've been hush-hush about that. Nobody said nothing about that. They still overlook that. They keep overlooking every time Cardi B gets embarrassed or something else comes out, they keep overlooking it. And that's when they go to where her music is popping, her albums is popping. That's what black folks do. When we look bad and with other areas of our life, we automatically want to deflect by talking about how much money we make, how successful we are. It's just a cover up. It's just a Band-Aid to try to cover the infection of your bad choices not standing out right. But I believe the reason he came out with that other little boy was because the baby mama probably got pissed, like everybody was trying to make it seem like Cardi B was the only one who had his son. So 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Because nobody even knew Stefan had a son. That's why everybody was dick riding so hard for Cardi, especially the Cardinals. Yeah, she gonna be the only one to have this boy, right? I bet around Christmas, he posted a picture of his son showing, this is one of my son's first Christmas. He made sure he said one of my sons, because guarantee that baby mama called him and gave him hell and said, look here, you got these birds, Cardi B's Cardinals walking around here acting like she the only one that had your son and she the first one. You better acknowledge my son. And coincidentally, instead of him taking a Christmas family photo with Cardi and her first newborn son from Stefan, I bet he posted that first son from the other baby mama, because you know she gave him the business. Tell me I'm lying or tell me I'm not lying. This is what happens when you put yourself in a position where you got multiple baby mamas. As soon as one feels like you're overlooking the child y'all had, she's going to call you out on it. Because that's a coincidence. As soon as Cardi B had her newborn son, here it is, he brought out the first newborn. So Cardi B she doesn't have a special position no more than the other baby mamas, other than she's famous and well known, she's a rapper, and the other baby mamas are not as well known. Other than that, the Cardinals was trying to push Cardi B up there to make her position with Stefan look more authentic and more solid, and it's giving you're just another number. You're just another baby mama. He didn't marry you. What is it that? In other words, what does Cardi B have that he hasn't already given other women? Okay. All right. She's not the first. Let's be frank. Stefan is not no Russell Wilson. Sierra got a Russell Wilson. Sierra was the first woman to have that man kids and the first one to be that man wife. Now, if you can't shut the operation down like that, you just on the basic level, just like everybody else. You don't get no rank. Cardi B has no rank. Okay. So if we look into the other reasons why women are defending her dusty decisions, before we get ready to wrap things up. Women support her because, well, the birds, not women, because women got a mind of their own. The birds support her because they made similar emotional choices. They stayed too long in dysfunctional relationships. They doubled back to guys after being disrespected. In other words, it's a lot of women out here who has done what Cardi B has done, and that's the reason why they riding so hard for her. They too have children from women who got multiple kids. Okay, now this isn't the case for every bird, but most of the birds, most of the Cardinals that rock for Cardi B, they rocking with her because they have made similar choices. Or those who haven't made those choices, they would most likely make those same choices if they were to get in that situation. Because women such as myself and Jessica Wu, we're not going to agree and support that, because that's not what aligns with our morals or our principalities. We're not going to co-sign on it. Okay. Publicly standing 10 toes down, but privately hurting. Cardi B has already proven she's not one to handle a lot of pressure. This is the reason why she's always coming on Instagram, coming on social media, going live, going off, crashing out and stuff. She can't handle too much. And the bad part is, if this guy does anything reckless, it's going to be interesting to see how Cardi B handles it, because Cardi B believes in standing strong on her own. She don't take seriously the choices that she makes. She's going to deflect. She's going to keep deflecting. She's going to lash out, cuss other women out, disrespect other women who don't agree with her. That is her way of dealing with her hurt. I think the more that Stefan does to her, she'll never address it publicly, she'll never even acknowledge it. Instead, she'll just be more mean and nasty towards anybody else who has an opinion on it. That's what I think she's going to do. I think anytime Stefan hurts her, she's not going to address him, and she's not going to address it to other people about what he's doing to her. She's not going to vocalize it through any radio shows. She's not going to display any hurt. She's not going to address publicly any hurts that Stefan does towards her. Instead, I think she's going to just be more mean and nasty to other people. That's what I think. I think anytime Stefan does her in, she's going to take it out and crash out on vloggers, crash out on fans, and she's going to crash out on people who don't share her same ideologies about it. I think her hate for him is going to spill over to other people. That's what I think. Okay. Defending a lot of the women that are defending her, the birds that are defending her, they are defending their past selves. When someone mirrors your mistakes, criticizing them feels like criticizing yourself. So if I got multiple kids for multiple men, I'm not going to go against Cardi B. I'm going to support her because I did it. Okay, I'm with my third, fourth, fifth baby daddy, and anybody and if I do say something negative about her, I'll practically be dragging myself. But if I uplift her, with having a baby from a prized pookie, okay, then that means I'm stroking my own ego as well. Some women see Cardi as loud, defiant, unapologetic, and they mistake that for strength. Black women, we mistake ratchetness for strength. We mistake somebody being loud, using a lot of explicit profanity, as somebody that's standing on business, but really they're standing in survival mode. This is survival pride. It's not wisdom. Survival mode looks like strength until healing shows up and tells the truth. So that being loud, ratchet, and cussing everybody out, that does not mean you are strong. You know what I mean? If anything, it really shows how vulnerable you are. That when you're in a hurt place, you don't have a more mature manner on how to deal with that hurt. Instead of healing, you'll cuss everybody out. You know, and that's basically what she did with this vlogger, Justy Woo. Admitting Cardi is wrong would require admitting to the birds. They're not going to admit Cardi is wrong because then they will have to admit they ignored their own red flags. They accepted less than they deserved as well. And they stayed because they was attached, not because they was loved. A lot of these birds out here, they get being attached to a man, confused with being in love with a man. The only thing that Cardi and Stefan have attached is their baby. There's no love. There's nothing. You can't say it's love. And the reason I say that is because he gave so many other women that. Now, maybe if other women didn't already have kids from him, I'm like, okay, well, he must be obviously loves her. Like Russell Wilson, he obviously loves Ciara. He accepted her child from Future, and they had multiple children of their own. And he actually married her. He didn't do that with any and every woman. It's kind of hard to feel special or feel desirable. What makes you think that you are on a different level, but seeing that this man, what he's giving you, he's giving that to multiple other women? Okay, you're not the first to have his child. You're not the first to have his son. You're just not. So the easier route is, this is the cop out, and this is what birds do. She grown. She can do what she want. Y'all just hate strong women. Well, ego will defend a bad decision longer than wisdom ever will. Let me repeat that again. Ego will defend a bad decision longer than wisdom ever will. Okay. And I just think, some women also use Cardi as a proxy to say men ain't garbage, all men cheat. You got to take the bad with the good. Just keep in mind, you're not being judged individually. You're being judged through someone else's unresolved pain. You have a lot of women who will attack other men and will say all men are dogs, or all men are the same. And, a lot of that comes from unhealed pain. Doesn't argue facts. It argues feelings. You know what I mean? So That's the reason why a lot of them are riding so hard with her going against Offset, because they have experience being in a situation with an Offset. They've been cheated on, they've been deceived, they've been lied to. So that's the reason they're caping so hard for Cardi B ending up with Stefan, not realizing that that's the problem with a lot of black women. We go from one bad dysfunction to another bad dysfunction. You have some women, they go through one bad apple and they sit down, they heal, they rebuild. And you know what I mean? They either stay single and protect their peace, or if they do move into another relationship, it's going to be totally, totally different from what they had before. They're not going from one chaotic man to another chaotic man. But it's a whole lot I could address, but I feel like I've been on here long enough and I don't want to lose the message. It was a lot that had to be covered. When you see women defending bird behavior that clearly harms them, you can't reason someone out of a mindset they're emotionally invested in protecting. I don't get into it with these birds. I don't try to make it make sense with the Cardinals. I don't even go in Cardinal chats. Once I see a lot of women up there, oh yeah, it's okay, girl, do you, girl. Have all the kids you want. It's your vajayjay. You can do what you want to do. Ninja's been doing this for years, and I don't agree with a woman getting on the level of a man. I think a woman should stay in her feminine space, and keep her feminine energy, all this masculine energy. You talking like a ninja, you know what I mean? I don't think your fans need to know that you and your man was fucking up and down till it stank. I don't think, you should be allowing other people to address how you and this man sexually get down with each other. And I believe, I'm going to say this before I get ready to wrap it up. I'm going to believe Cardi is going to eat her words. I strongly believe this. Everybody wants to deflect and make it about Offset. Everybody wants to deflect and make it about her fans hating on her. I really, really believe when this this hype on Cardi B and Stefan wears down, we're going to see a different Cardi, because she's really, really put herself on a high horse with this situation. Okay, and I think she's in for a rude awakening. Not because I don't want the best for her, but I just have to be realistic. She don't know that man. She does not know Stefan Diggs. Has she dated him for a while? Maybe a year or two? And they decide to have a child? Okay, I could have sorted it. First of all, another thing, and I'm just going to keep it a buck before I get ready to log off. God still honors marriage, right? And the fact that you were still married to Offset, even though Offset violated those vows first, she still should have made sure she was completely divorced from Offset before she made this decision. I think it's going to come back and bite her. Just like it's coming back and biting Offset. Offset is getting exposed and exploited. Women, we're no exception to the rule. God doesn't only deal with husbands who violate their wives. God also deals with wives who violate their husbands. She should have made sure that divorce was finalized before she went and did what she did. Because technically speaking, she is in violation because she is still married to Offset. Whether y'all like Offset or don't like Offset, she should have made sure that chapter was completely closed before she had another child. But time will tell. Again, I don't make the money Cardi B makes, so I'm just a hater, all right? So y'all, leave a comment below. Let me know what y'all think about the Cardinals. Do you feel like women that support Cardi B is because they think like Cardi B? Do you think that Cardi B is going to eat her own words? Or, let's be positive, will Cardi B get that position that other women didn't get? Will she be the one to get the ring on it? Will she be the one that will finally change Stefan Diggs to want to become a married, committed man? Will Cardi B be the woman you feel that will give him that change of heart? Because, y'all may not agree with me. Y'all might think she will be the one that's going to get something out of him the other 30 baby mamas didn't get. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Stay tuned also. for my novel, and of course, it'll be available soon. So in the meantime, I just been giving everybody samples of my novel that's going to be coming up called Jezebel Spells, and we're definitely on borrowed time with that. So for those of you who are interested, after you have checked out a couple of my previews and you would like to buy the book, I will let y'all know when it is ready so we can get it on and popping from there. But I am going to play this quick chapter and then I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. But for those of you who have to go, I completely get it. But for those of you who want to hear, I believe I'm on chapter 3 of Jezebel Spells. So y'all can stand by for that if you would like to read chapter 3. So let's get into that. Nevertheless, y'all continue to have a good one. And I will see you next time. And again, I'm going to be uploading twice a week. So let's just see how that plays out, y'all. Chapter 3. The day Big City died, and the wound in Sin was born. Sin, age 9. Sin remembered the day by the sound first. A knock. Not loud, not frantic, just urgent. The kind of knock grown folks answer with their breath held. She sat on the living room carpet beside her doll with the missing arm when her mother, Keisha, froze mid-stir in the kitchen. The spoon slipped and clattered against the stove. Sin didn't move. Knocks don't need explanations. Their bones feel danger before their minds can name it. Keisha whispered, "Lord, don't let it be what I think." Then opened the door. Black stood there, Big City's right-hand man, his brother in everything except blood. Sin called him Uncle Black, but today he didn't look like anybody's uncle. His eyes stayed locked in on Keisha. He didn't smile. Didn't look at Sin, didn't even take off his hat. "Keish," he said quietly, "we gotta talk." Keisha's knees buckled. No, Black, don't tell me. Don't." Her voice cracked. Sin ran to the doorway. "Uncle Black, where's Daddy? He was supposed to bring me chips." Black flinched. Her little heart felt the shift. He knelt down, slow, gentle, careful, like he was handling a child-shaped bomb of grief. "Little Sin," he whispered. His voice broke. I'm sorry, baby." Those were the words that changed her world. "Where's Daddy?" she screamed. "He promised he was coming back." Black swallowed hard. "Your daddy?" Seneca, Keisha's scream split the apartment. Sin froze. "No," she shrieked, punching Black's chest with tiny fists. "Daddy ain't dead. Stop lying." Black held her, trembling. Keisha collapsed to the floor, sobbing. Sin clung to Black's shirt, crying for the only man who ever made her feel safe. "Tell him to come back," she begged. "Please, tell him to come home." Black pressed his forehead to hers. "I wish I could, baby girl. God knows I wish I could." Sin didn't see the blood on Black's shoe. Didn't notice the shadow behind him. Didn't catch the guilt in his eyes. Children don't examine trauma. They absorb it. That night, something settled in her spirit. Men leave. Men die. Men disappear. But the emptiness they leave stays forever. Sin cried on her mother's lap until sleep dragged her under. And in that broken little girl, hunger was born. A need to feel seen. A need to feel chosen. A need loud enough to drown out abandonment. big city. That's what everybody called her daddy. A name that carried weight in the streets and left a hollow space in a little girl's chest when it disappeared. That was the day the spell marked her.